Indian regulatory scenario gives you a choice of doing business in India by registering an entity that is an extension of your existing foreign company or incorporate a new Indian entity. The choice for registering an entity that is an extension of your existing foreign company are: you can register as a project office for a project or group of projects in India. You can also register as a liaison office for marketing activities. There's another option that you can also register as a branch office in India, which is a branch of your company incorporated outside India. The choice for incorporating an Indian entity mainly revolves around two vehicles, that is a company and a limited liability partnership. Let's discuss each entity briefly. Project office is registered with Reserve Bank of India and means a place of business in India to represent the interest of foreign company executing a project in India. It is permitted to undertake activities in relation to and incidental to execution of the project for which it is established. The registration is valid till the completion of the project. Income from the project office is taxed on a net basis in India as a foreign company at the rate of 40% plus surcharge. The PO is required to carry out necessary compliances and registrations as per the regulations of Income Tax Act, GST, labor laws, company law, FEMA, RBI, and any sector specific laws. Transfer pricing regulations also apply to a project office. Liaison Office in India is registered with the Reserve Bank of India and is primarily registered by a foreign entity for following activities: representing the parent company or group companies in India, or promoting export or import from or to India, or promoting technical or financial collaborations between parent or group companies and companies in India, or acting as a communication channel between the parent company and Indian companies. Liaison Office is only allowed to book expenditures and is not allowed to earn income in India. The validity period of registration of Liaison Office is generally for 3 years, except in case of non-banking finance companies and those entities engaged in construction and development sectors for whom the validity period is 2 years only. These validity periods can be further renewed by the Reserve Bank of India. The LO is also required to carry out necessary compliances and registrations as per the regulations of Income Tax Act, GST, labor laws, company law, FEMA, and RBI. Branch office in India is registered with Reserve Bank of India and is an Indian branch of foreign company and has a perpetual existence till it is closed. The activities generally allowed for foreign branch are export or import of goods, rendering professional or consultancy services, carrying out research work, promoting technical or financial collaborations, acting as a buying or selling agent in India, rendering services in information technology and software development, rendering technical support to the products supplied by the parent or group companies in India, representing a foreign airline or a shipping company. It has to be noted that these activities need to be similar to activities of foreign companies. Another important point is that income from branch office is taxed on a net basis in India as a foreign company at the rate of 40% plus surcharge. The branch office is required to carry out necessary compliances and registrations as per the regulations of Income Tax Act, GST, labor laws, company law, FEMA, RBI, and any other sector-specific laws. Transfer pricing is also applicable to the branch office. As discussed earlier, a foreign company can incorporate an Indian entity in a form of a company or a limited liability partnership. Company can be of two types in India, that is a private company and a public limited company. Generally, foreign investors entering into India form a private company in a form of wholly owned subsidiary or a joint venture. Private company is formed with a minimum of 2 directors and 2 shareholders, while the public company requires a minimum of 7 shareholders and 3 directors and can be an unlisted or a listed public company. At least one of the directors need to be an Indian resident in case of any type of company. In the case of wholly owned subsidiary, there are 2 registered owners and 1 beneficial owner, that is the holding company. The company is registered under the Companies Act 2013 with its charter documents known as Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association. The company is administered according to the Companies Act and has a requirement to hold shareholder and board meetings. Majority of such meetings can now be held through audio-visual means. Any type of company that is public or private can issue capital against foreign direct investment, subject to FDI regulations and certain pricing and valuation guidelines under FEMA. The company can also accept external commercial borrowings, subject to certain conditions under FEMA. Income from company is taxed on net basis in India as an Indian company at the rate which can vary between 15 to 30% plus applicable surcharge. The company is also required to carry out necessary compliances and registrations as per the regulations of Companies Act, Income Tax Act, GST, labor laws, FEMA, RBI, and any sector-specific laws. Transfer pricing regulations also apply to a company. Dividends from companies are taxable in the hand of shareholders, subject to benefits available under double taxation avoidance agreements of respective countries. LLP is an alternative corporate business form that gives benefit of a limited liability of a company and the flexibility of partnership. In India, it is governed by Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. It requires a minimum of 2 designated partners. At least 1 designated partner should be a resident in India. The partners can be companies, individuals, or combination of both. The mutual right and duties of partners of LLP are governed by an agreement that is known as LLP agreement, which is between the partners or between the partners and the LLP. Investment in LLP by a non-resident is subject to FDI norms and certain pricing valuation guidelines under FEMA. For foreign investment in LLP, where the sectors are automatically covered under 100% FDI, no government approval will be required. Investors can also later on convert an LLP into a company or a company into an LLP under the automatic route of FDI. Income from LLP is taxed on a net basis in India as an Indian entity at the rate of 30% plus applicable surcharge. The LLP is also required to carry out necessary compliances and registrations as per the regulations of LLP Act, Income Tax Act, GST, various labor laws, FEMA, RBI, and any sector-specific laws. Transfer pricing regulations also apply to LLP. Share from profit from LLP is tax-free in the hand of partner.